Welcome to our comprehensive summary of The Rational Male by Rollo Tomassi. This book is an influential work on modern gender dynamics and relationships, particularly from a male perspective. Tomassi's goal is to help men better understand the socio-sexual landscape they live in and empower them with the knowledge to navigate relationships with more confidence and awareness. Tomassi has been a part of the online manosphere for years, focusing on intersexual dynamics and offering advice to men on how to improve their lives, relationships, and understanding of female psychology. His work often contrasts traditional views on relationships with contemporary gender issues, providing a framework for men to reclaim control over their lives. In the opening chapters, Tomassi lays the groundwork by discussing evolutionary psychology. He explains that many of the behavioral patterns we see in relationships today are the result of evolutionary strategies developed over millennia. These primal instincts still influence modern relationships, even though the context has changed drastically. Central to Tomassi's argument is the concept of hypergamy. This refers to a woman's subconscious drive to seek out the best possible mate. Evolutionarily, this ensures the survival of her offspring by selecting a partner with the most desirable traits: strength, resources, and social status. Tomassi emphasizes that this isn't about individual women consciously manipulating men, but rather a biological strategy that affects the way women approach relationships. For men, this biological backdrop shapes a different strategy, seeking out multiple potential mates to spread their genes as widely as possible. Tomassi argues that these evolutionary differences often lead to misunderstandings and conflicts in modern relationships, particularly in today's socially and culturally complex world. Tomassi goes into further detail on hypergamy, breaking it down into two key components: alpha traits and beta traits. In essence, women are drawn to what Tomassi calls alpha traits: strength, dominance, confidence, and leadership, particularly when they are younger and seeking excitement or status. On the other hand, they may value beta traits: reliability, emotional support, and provision when they are looking for long-term security, often later in life. Tomassi argues that modern men should be aware of these distinctions to better understand how attraction evolves over the course of a relationship. He suggests that, to maintain a successful relationship, a man must balance these traits effectively, ensuring that he maintains the qualities that initially attracted his partner, while also being reliable and supportive over the long term. In The Rational Male, Tomassi introduces the concept of the female imperative, which he uses to describe how society and culture often reflect female-centered priorities and values. He argues that over generations, social structures, laws, and cultural expectations have developed to prioritize female security and reproductive success. This isn't about individual intentions, but about broad societal patterns that influence how men and women interact. Tomassi believes that many of the social expectations placed on men, particularly around providing, protecting, and sacrificing for family, are a result of this female imperative. He suggests that modern men must become aware of these dynamics in order to better navigate their roles in relationships and society. Understanding the female imperative is essential for men to avoid feeling disempowered or manipulated by societal expectations. Tomassi encourages men to reclaim their own sense of purpose and identity, rather than conforming to cultural pressures that may not serve their best interests. One of the most widely discussed sections of The Rational Male is the Iron Rules of Tomassi. These are practical guidelines designed to help men navigate relationships in a way that maintains their sense of control and self-worth. While not exhaustive, they provide a foundational understanding of how men can better manage their relationships and avoid common pitfalls. One key rule is frame is everything. This means that in any relationship, the person who controls the frame, the perspective through which interactions are viewed, holds the power. If a man constantly defers to his partner's frame, allowing her to dictate the terms of the relationship, he loses influence and respect over time. Tomassi argues that men must establish and maintain their own frame to create a balanced and healthy dynamic. Another important rule is that a man must never compromise his core values and mission for the sake of a relationship. Tomassi warns against what he calls oneitis, where men become overly fixated on one woman, often sacrificing their personal goals or identity in the process. He emphasizes that men must always prioritize their mission in life, as this is the foundation of their strength and attractiveness. Tomassi introduces what he calls plate theory, a dating strategy that involves men cultivating multiple relationships or spinning plates to avoid becoming overly dependent on any one woman. The idea here is not about promiscuity, but about abundance mentality. When a man has several options, he avoids the pitfalls of desperation or scarcity mindset, allowing him to maintain his standards and self-respect. Plate theory encourages men to keep their options open and continue improving themselves, rather than settling into a relationship out of fear or complacency. Tomassi suggests that men who adopt this strategy are more likely to find fulfilling relationships because they enter them from a position of abundance, not need. At the heart of the rational male is the concept of red pill awareness. This metaphor, borrowed from the movie The Matrix, represents the idea of waking up to the truths about male and female dynamics that have been obscured by societal conditioning. For Tomassi, understanding these truths is key to living a more empowered and fulfilling life as a man. Red pill awareness is about recognizing the often uncomfortable realities of intersexual relationships, such as hypergamy, the female imperative, and the differences in mating strategies between men and women. But it's also about self-improvement. Tomassi encourages men to focus on their own growth financially, physically, mentally, so they can engage in relationships from a position of strength rather than weakness. Ultimately, Tomassi's message is not about rejecting relationships, but about approaching them with a deeper understanding and a sense of purpose. By embracing red pill awareness, men can avoid many of the common traps and frustrations that come with modern dating and relationships. In conclusion, the rational male offers a detailed framework for understanding gender dynamics and relationships from a male perspective. Tomassi's focus is on helping men recognize the social and biological forces that influence their lives and relationships, and empowering them to take control of their. The key takeaway is that men should focus on self-improvement and understanding these dynamics, rather than letting societal expectations or personal insecurities dictate their actions. Through concepts like hypergamy, the female imperative, and red pill awareness, Tomassi provides a roadmap for navigating relationships with confidence and purpose. Thanks for watching, and remember, understanding is the first step to mastery. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.